Hi, Flosstube. It's the Steel City Stitchers. Minus Erin tonight. Erin, we miss you. She's not feeling good, so if you can send out some well wishes to Erin, I'm sure she would appreciate it. She's feeling under the weather, so she's not going to be with us tonight. But the three of us are here, and we have some cool stuff to show. So thanks for coming back to join us.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you have a needle taped to your computer?
Yes.
It's not taped there. It's just
stuck
there.
Stuck there.
Why?
Because I'm a stitcher, and what if I need a needle and I just, it's there. There's like a needle just attached to my computer. So yeah, so welcome back with us.
I noticed it the other day. She was like, "What?"
Yes, isn't that normal? Doesn't everyone do
Totally
that?
normal.
Yeah.
Everyone does this.
We want to thank everybody who
funny.
has subscribed to us. We have reached over 500 subscribers, so yay! Keep sharing us and telling your friends to watch us. We really appreciate it, the support, and all of the wonderful, fantastic comments that we've received from people. It really means a lot because we just kind of did this on a whim, and we've made some really cool stitchy friends, and this has been a blast. So it's been awesome.
I like it.
Yeah. And it's just, hopefully you guys continue to enjoy us. And please keep leaving us comments because it really means a lot. Speaking of shout outs, we want to thank Jan Hicks for featuring us in her last video and telling people to like us because I think that's why we're over 500 subscribers.
I think it's possible, yes.
Thanks, Jan. We love you. And she's great, and we really appreciate her support as well. So tonight we're just going to go over some quick finishes first because those kind of segue into some of our whips. And then we're just going to go through some new stuff that we've received and talk about some fun things that we've done lately and fun things coming up. Yes, because we have some good plans. So before we get started, I want to thank Janice from the South Hills in Pittsburgh. She invited me to come to a stitch day on Saturday, February 9th at the Upper St. Clair Activity Center. There were 40 ladies in attendance.
Wow.
And I was fortunate enough to go, and it was a blast. I was there for about 8 hours because I couldn't break away. And there was a lot of good food and laughter, and I met some amazing people. Crisanne Tellin, who is a designer, who is designing these amazing patterns.
Oh.
And
What style is she?
It's like, how do I want to say it? It's like a cross between primitive modern. Like some of the, like the patterns had birds and flowers, but they were very modern looking. And she was actually stitching 2 of her designs to send to Keepsakes, which is the LNS in Cincinnati, the one that Pam and Steph are a part of. And Barbara is the name of the proprietor that owns Keepsakes. And she met Crisanne at Market, I believe, and they connected, and Crisanne is going to be stitching up her models to send to Keepsakes, and then her patterns will be for sale.
How cool is that?
I was ready to buy her pattern that day. I was like, do you have these? And she's like, not yet. And I'm like, when are you going to have these? Because I need to buy them because they're that cool. So please be on the lookout for her designs, but it's Crisanne Tellin. And so she's going to be featuring her stuff at Keepsakes. So as you're planning your market purchases and contacting Keepsakes to get you some cool stuff, please put her on your list. And I will link her website in the description box in the video so that you can find her. But love her patterns. So she was there. There were some ladies that were doing embroidery, needlepoint, mostly cross-stitchers, working on some amazing cool designs, and it was just really neat to be in the room with people who are experienced stitchers and to be able to see what they were doing. So Janice, thank you again. I hope that you invite us again and we can all attend.
That would be awesome. Because
it was a blast. And I came away with, of course, a list of patterns that I now want to do. And I saw the ladies from Beehive, which is RLNS in Mount Lebanon. So some of the girls that Jodi and I had met last summer when we were doing their stitch nights on Wednesday, they were there. So it was just great to reconnect with people. And I had somebody come up when I was in the food line, and I can't remember your name, I'm so sorry, but she was like, I don't mean to be a fangirl, but I love your videos. And I was like, holy moly, we have fans. This is so cool. Yeah, I loved it.
That's so cute.
So it was really great. I had an absolute blast. And it was my birthday weekend. I turned 32 on Sunday. So Saturday, I got to spend my birthday while Jason was working, which he never works on Saturdays, but he was working this past weekend. And I was like, well, I'm going stitching. And I had a blast. So it was exactly what I wanted to do for my birthday. And it was a blast. So thank you again.
Did you learn any interesting stitching tips and tricks from them, or not so much?
You know, it was funny because a lot of them, do techniques that we've learned, but they don't have a name for it, like railroading. Like they were like, oh, well, I do that, but they didn't have like a name for it. So I think it was interesting to see, a lot of them stitch in hand, a lot of them had Q-snaps, some were stitching in a hoop. Everybody had like these crazy, table lights. I mean, it was like a full-on setup. It was like a retreat, but it was just a stitch day.
Wow.
But there were some people that were working on some massive projects.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
it was
cool.
crazy. It was
really
crazy.
cool.
Yeah. So really interesting to see like what they were working on. But again, I have a whole list now of stuff that I want to work on. So thank you, ladies.
Naturally.
All right. So
excuse me.
That's it for our stitchy stuff, stitch day stuff. So now we're going to start with finishes. I have none because I've started 3 projects since we filmed last. So I haven't had time to finish anything. So Erica.
I have a couple of things, and they're
Sweet.
kind of new and exciting things because in addition to stitching, I also sew, and I was trying to think of ways to incorporate cross-stitch into some sewing projects, and I mentioned in our last full-length video that I visited my sister in Michigan. I was going to visit her after that. Okay. And I stayed with her mother-in-law, and I wanted to thank her, but I didn't want to just like send her a thank you note.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make her something.
Because you're extra.
That's true. So I used that.
Awesome.
Like, thank you. Here's this handmade gift that I made.
So I used that little cross-stitch mini makes book.
Yes.
I found 2 beach
Which
patterns.
I bought, by the way.
It's such a
on
cute book.
Prime. I got it the next day, and I'm obsessed with it.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
I was looking at it
Yeah.
earlier. Like, what can I do now?
Mm-hmm.
So I made this little beachy pouch. Since she lives in Michigan, right by Lake Michigan, she loves the beaches, and I made this.
That is so cute.
I would say that it's not my most favorite pouch in the world. However, it is functional, and I don't think anyone else cares as much about it as I do, because isn't that how it goes?
Yeah.
You, notice the flaws? So, I'm happy with the way it turned out, but I'm not, super happy.
But it's a cute notions bag.
It's a little tiny thing. I think she would probably keep, cosmetics or something
Does
in
she
it.
stitch?
She does not, as far as
Okay.
I'm aware. But she likes the beach, so.
Mm-hmm. She could use it as a little wallet. She could put, like you said,
And
cosmetics,
you made
whatever.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
you
did
made it.
make
Cool
it.
is that?
I did make it.
And everyone likes handmade gifts.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Related, I also made one for myself because I wanted to try patchwork, and also I like cute things. And stop laughing.
I made
true.
this for myself.
I made this for
Also,
myself.
I made
I'm really
myself
excited
gifts.
about it. I'm going to start sleeping with it under my pillow. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. But it is
Oh,
this
that's so
That
cute.
is
little
adorable.
The houses are also from that Mini Makes book, and I just kind of picked random colors. I think I was pulling the thread from the Pumpkinville whip that I had because I was just
Get that
next to
book,
me.
folks. It's a good one.
It's really cute, and I use these little tiny bits of fabric, and I have batting in it, so it's kind of squishy, and I sort of
That's
wanted
really
to have it be finished for last week. My husband and I went on a date night, and I was like, oh, I could just throw my ID and my phone in here and have it be a little purse. That did not happen. I finished it yesterday.
Okay.
So,
Next time.
yay.
Next date night
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
in 2020.
Yes, that's probably true.
Until he goes to college.
Right, in 18 years. No, I am hoping to make more bags like that because I think that was really fun to make, and I really liked it.
It's
so.
awesome.
Yay!
Great job.
Thanks.
Very impressive. Because I don't know how to sew. Other than cross stitch, I can't.
I think it's okay. You're doing good.
Can we also just point out real quick Erica's
Erica's sweatshirt.
Oh yes, do you like it? Look at it.
I said
here.
I think my mom still has one of those.
My mom made this. We were just talking about this before the video. I imagine somewhere around 1993.
Mm-hmm.
That's the it seems like the aesthetic of 1993 to me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it was, but I found it about a year ago in my stuff, and I was really excited. It is super thin, like it's a sweatshirt that's like basically see-through right now, but I will wear it anyway.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. So I thought you needed to see it too.
Love it.
I usually
That's
just wear it at home.
That's awesome.
In the privacy of our own home.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
True.
Are those your finishes?
I think so. I don't think I finished anything else.
All right, Joe.
Okay, so I decided to bring some finishes that I had previously done because it's going to lead into my latest whip, which I'm really excited about. My only finish for 2019 so far is the Russian nesting doll that you guys saw last time. I already framed it, gave it to my mom. She loved it. It turned out amazing. I will bring it next time. My mom has it, so I didn't have it with me to bring. But next time I'll bring it. So what I did was I raided my basement for all of my finishes that I had hanging up. And so I wanted to bring them because I haven't shown you guys, and you guys know that I do weird and crazy stuff. But this is how it all kind of started. So those are my horror movie guys. So let's see, there's Leatherface, Scream, Jason, Freddy, and Michael Myers.
Should you say that they're cute? I want to say, oh, that's cute. But
Also,
also,
they're
so
like cute compared to what you're about to see.
They're little.
They're very cute.
They're little.
Should I be afraid right now?
They're little.
So this is kind of how my obsession for like doing the horror theme started, and I loved how that turned out.
Great.
And then I jumped right into Captain Spaulding.
Oh my!
So that I did on. It's glary. On hand dyed fabric. Actually, I think Kristen and I dyed this fabric.
Yes.
In Kristen's yard. And I just thought it was the perfect background for his colors because he's kind of red, white, and blue.
He's so patriotic.
You can see my computer.
He's,
this is the glariest glass I've ever seen. Here, we'll just hold it back. There we go.
So that's my Captain Spaulding. Last year I also finished Michael Myers. This is
cool.
Witchy Stitcher pattern.
It's a really nice frame.
Also on hand-dyed fabric. I think I did that one after our first lot of dyeing. But her patterns were on orange, I think, or white. And I just thought the purple
it looks really cool
with his hair and stuff. So, so there's that one.
That bloody knife looks real.
Well,
realistic.
I had it in my living room, and my mom was like, "Can we maybe, can you move that so your kids don't have to look at it?"
And you're like, "No, they're gonna see it anyway."
So I went down to my basement. I also did Camp Crystal Lake.
So
There's
cute.
nothing scary in that one, but it's a scary movie. So there is that.
I love it. That looks so nice.
That
looks
I actually
great.
worked on. I did that in its entirety at the Stitch Nights that we went to at the Beehive.
Oh.
So I remember going and starting it there. And then every week we would go and I would work on this, and I remember finishing it there. So
I love that one.
I have fond memories of the Beehive.
Yeah.
Doing this. And speaking of, we got to get back there.
I know.
That was so much fun. So yeah, so those are my kind of horror movie finishes that I had from last year, and my new whip that I just started plays into that, so you guys will see that in a little bit.
Did you dye the yellow fabric?
I bought the yellow. So the flip side of it is white, and so you can tell if it's hand-dyed or if it's produced.
Right.
So, yeah, but I, when I bought it, and I can't remember where I got it from, I think 123 Stitch maybe. Do you remember where I got this?
I think so, yeah. No, Dove Stitch.
Dove Stitch. And it took 5 years to come. Yeah. Literally. Like, I forgot.
Because 123 Stitch ships quickly. Dove Stitch.
Yeah. I forgot that I even ordered it, and then it came in my mailbox. And then I started my pattern, so.
Looks good.
Those are my finishes, folks. Next time I'll bring my nesting doll, because she turned out really awesome.
Really awesome. So those are our finishes for now. The only finish I had was the one that I showed in the mini video, which was Adventure Awaits. So that has been my only finish for 2019. And my goals for this year were to finish 5.
You're on your way.
It's only
only
February.
But I've also started a lot, and I have some lofty goals for Stitch Mania, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. All right, so next we're going to, because why not? Next we're going to talk about whips, so I'll go first. Like I said, I started a couple different patterns. The one that you guys know about is, that we had talked about in the mini-sode, was the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Stitch Along, which is Welcome to Pumpkinville. So February's pattern has already been released. I have not finished January yet, but that's okay because I'm always a little bit behind on those ones. I will get caught up. But where I'm at on this one so far is I have all of the text done in the end houses. Okay. So I just need to finish the title. There's a border that goes around it and then some grass stuff at the bottom. And then I have currently the January one 90% done. I'm using the called for DMCs, but I am not using the glow fabric just because I don't feel like there's a, I don't know if I'm really going to hang it anywhere where I'm going to see the glow in the dark. But the kit, when you buy it, does come with the glow fabric, or the glow floss. So it looks cool. I mean, I know that Erin is doing it with the glow floss, so I think it's treasure braid. But this is on the 28 count Picture This Plus called for linen in the color Oaken. It's very much like a greenish brown versus like a brown brown. But I think it's going to look really pretty, and those colors are nice and bright. The February block is, jeez, earthquake! It's earthquake, Erica. The February block is a bakery, so it's super cute. Yeah. I am not adding to the text, and I don't know if you're doing this with yours, because Erica and Erin are both going to be doing Pumpkinville, but right here in on the ice rink, it says ice rink, and it's just done in black. It's backstitched. It says ice rink. I'm not going to add the title of the houses to my blocks because I don't feel like it's necessary. And it looked a little out of place. Like it didn't look like it meshed with the pattern.
Right. Yeah,
so I'm not going to be adding those to mine. What say you?
I am also
not adding it. Yeah. I just didn't feel like it was necessary.
Didn't jive with me.
Didn't jive. No. And if it doesn't jive, don't do it, right?
It's my motto.
Okay. The next one that I'm doing, Erin and I are doing this one. This one is from the Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and it is her yearly, and it's 9 months instead of 12 months like the Frosted Pumpkin. It is the Seize the Day. Her and I had both done Adventure Awaits, so I was excited to do this one. And the colors are very bright, but this one, and I know if you've been watching Flosstube, there's been a couple people that have done it as well, or are starting it as well. But this one is Seize the Day.
Got beach towel.
I'm almost done with it. But there's like a little beach cabana. There's little beach cabanas. There's going to be a shovel in this one. But I have the seaside part of it done with the ocean. So
any plans for that? Like to put it?
I don't know. I think I might do it in my bathroom, hang it in my bathroom because it's like my bathroom's blue and gray and brown. So I think this, like a light brown, so I think this would look nice. And the fabric that I chose for this one, I actually ordered it myself, but this one was from 123 Stitch. It's a 28 count Mushroom Lugana. So this fabric is very versatile. Like there's something about this color. It's just like a nice tan color, and I know a lot of people use it. It just seems to like work well with even like these bright colors. And it looked like the sand to me, so I thought that that would look good.
Yeah, it's nice.
The other, I have one more whip. The other whip that I've been working on is my mystery whip that I'm working on for my special friend.
That makes me think.
I almost said who it was.
Special friend, huh?
My special friend. God! If I ruin this, I'm going to be so mad at myself.
You have a long way to go to keep that a secret.
Let's make a code name for that person. Shirley.
Shirley. Okay. So this is for Shirley.
Shirley.
This is a big project that I'm working on. I've made a lot of progress on it. I'm almost ready to move the Q-snap and continue moving on, but it's pretty full coverage. It's one of my biggest projects to date, but it's extremely enjoyable. I have it on my big 11 by 17 Q-snap at home, and I have it on my Lowry stand. So that seems to be the one that I'm working on more, just because when I'm watching TV, I'm working on that one. But I don't have to have it done until Christmas.
Plenty of time.
So I'm okay. I'm still working on it, but I love it, and it looks really pretty, and I cannot wait to finish it and show you guys. All right, the last whip that I'm working on is backstory, watching Pam and Steph on Just Keep Stitching. If you don't watch them, you probably do because they have a ton of followers, but if you don't, you should watch them. But it's a mother and daughter, and they're from Cincinnati, and they're connected with Keepsakes because Steph works there. They actually partnered with a designer called Twin Peaks Primitives, and they are from the Netherlands. And Twin Peaks Primitives and Just Keep Stitching, the girls from there, they do like a weekly discount on patterns. And evidently they're running a promo where if you buy a particular pattern called Tracking the Seasons, you get entered to win a trip to the Netherlands. So I kind of need to just buy it. Like, not that I'm going to win, but the pattern was really cute.
Maybe you will.
The pattern is, I know, like if we go, like we all kind of have to just go.
Right.
You know, we'll just split the cost of, 3 other tickets. Steel City Stitchers going to Amsterdam. Right. But anywho, it's a seasonal pattern. It has 4 blocks, and it's spring, summer, winter, fall, or fall, winter. And I like it because it's a farm scene, and there's John Deere looking tractors, and my dad has a John Deere antique tractor. And I just liked it because I like the farmy outdoor stuff. So I started doing that pattern. I started it. I started in the upper left-hand corner. I realized that on 40 count linen, I misjudged my spacing. So my pattern was not spaced correctly. I ripped it all out. That took 2 days to rip out my work.
Why did you start in the corner as opposed to the middle?
The pattern on the PDF, because I bought the PDF, and I'm using my iPad to mark stuff off. It was hard to find the middle. It's weird how the pattern's laid out. There's like one block on like 5 different sheets.
Oh,
it was just very confusing, and I thought I would just start in the upper left-hand corner and work my way. I didn't. I ripped it all out. I'm now starting from the middle. So all I have done, this is hilarious, is 1 tractor tire. Okay? But I'm doing it on a 40 count Winter Sky. This is from Lakeside Linen, so it's a 40 count, so it's going to be very tiny, but I really like it, and the colors are fun. But this is going to be a project that is not getting finished this year.
It's very tiny.
So that's okay. I mean, it's started. It's a whip. It'll go on the wheel, and I'll work on it whenever, but it's a cute pattern, and if I get a chance to win a trip, great, and if not, it cost me $20, and that's what I bought myself for my birthday, so
boom.
There we go. So those are all of the whips that I have.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Have I started anything new? Yes, I started Pumpkinville. And, okay, this is, the fabric that I got was from Picture This Plus. It's 14 count Ada in Haven. And I started it. I was feeling really confident. I got like 1.5-ish letters done, and I realized that I had oriented the fabric the wrong way, and I'm like, no!
Been there, done that.
Right? Mm-hmm. So then I had to rip it all out. But I worked on it this weekend, and I made some progress.
The fabric's really pretty. I like the blue.
It's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I was going for like a sky look.
Did you say Picture This Plus?
Yes, yes.
Oh, it's soft.
Oh, yes.
Their fabric is
very
just
nice.
Delightful.
I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pleased with the progress that I made, although I'm irritated that I had to pull out the, first 2.5 letters.
But at least you caught it, though, before you made it. Like poor Erin, she on that illustrated US one, she has 90% of it done.
Right?
On the border.
But she's going to make it work. It's okay.
So that's cool. It's on my wheel. I've been trying to do that. I haven't always gone with what the wheel has told me. Sometimes I'm like, nah, wheel, I want to work on this instead.
No, wheel.
You need to let the wheel tell you what to do. Okay? That's the purpose of the wheel.
Nah, wheel.
Nah, wheel.
Nah, wheel. I do what I want.
I do what I want.
This is,
Don't tell me what to do.
You're just a wheel.
Oops. It's the wheel of fate.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Hello Winter from the Frosted Pumpkin. I have been working on this for a while because I just keep this one in my bag, and I haven't been working on it a ton. I need to finish it because it's pretty small, and I'm like, why not? So there's that. I recently finished 2 squares of Into the Jungle.
Congratulations.
Yay. Which,
I love that fabric, too.
thank you. This is also from Picture This Plus, and I forget what color it is, but it is beautiful. And I finished the tiger and the crocodile.
Congrats.
I had hated the tiger last year, and so I didn't want to work on him, but we've made amends. Now he's done. So his
name's Terry.
My son thinks his name should be Timothy, so his name is Timothy Terry.
I've been arguing with a 3-year-old that his name should be Terry. So
yeah, his name's Timothy Terry.
Timothy Terry.
Timothy Terry Tiger, and he's done now. So next time this one comes up on my wheel, I can start something new, which is exciting instead of just looking at those 2 unfinished ones for 800 years. I also started, when in Michigan, the what's this one called? Once Upon a Time sampler from the Frosted Pumpkin. I didn't get very far, but I started it with Jack and the Beanstalk. It's cute.
That fabric's so pretty.
I like it. This is also from Picture This Plus. It's kind of like a bluish green, like purple.
That's awesome, because there's a lot of purple in the pattern.
Yeah, I think it's going to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I also have been making progress recently on the National Park Centennial. I finished the upper corner. You can't see it because I didn't take my hoop off because I'm being lazy. And I started down here recently, and I'm working on this one this week. So, I'm digging it. I feel like it's almost done, and I'm excited because I've been working on this for, since 2016. It's fine. It's no big deal. I think those are the major whips that I've worked on since we last were.
Jan wasn't lying when she said in her video that we really like the Frosted Pumpkin stitchery.
I have a problem.
She does.
I fully admit it, and I've accepted it in my life.
We can't help liking what we like, right?
No, we cannot.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot. So yeah.
Speaking of liking what we like,
Yeah.
so you've seen my, style.
Congrats on your whips too, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
nice
you.
whips, Erica.
Thank you so
Nice
much.
whips.
So I'm pulling my phone out because I don't have my pattern printed, but I decided that I needed another scary clown in my collection of scary clowns. So I am doing Pennywise from the movie It.
Oh dear. No thanks.
And
I also bought it.
Kristen is also going to do it. So this is interesting. So this pattern calls for 3/1 on 18 count Ada, which I don't think would work.
That's
There's
too
a lot
tight.
of thread in teeny tiny holes.
3
I had a piece of black Ada. It's 14 count. So I'm just going to go for it. And I'm going to do this on 14 count Ada. The piece of fabric that I have is barely big enough. So I will probably be hand stitching my edges, which I'm a little nervous about, but we'll see how that goes. It's going to be probably the biggest thing that I've ever done. I think my total stitch space, what did we say, is like 12 by 14 or something.
Yeah.
That is
so
big.
it'll be really big, but I just started it right now today. I'm stitching navy blue on black, so you can't really see it. But
Ooh. There
it is. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I might try to do a parking technique because there's
some
lot
confetti.
of blocky stuff on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. And then my other whip that I'm working on is my giant pegboard, which I didn't bring with me today. But I have made some progress. My goal is next time we film, it will be complete.
Yay.
So
That's exciting.
where I'm at with that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Good
I
job,
added that
friends.
pattern to my
Whip pile.
plans, my plan pile, but we're not going to talk about those yet. All right. Great job on whips, ladies.
And you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
New stuff, because new stuff is fun.
Yes.
Recently, I bought some new needles. I looked at my PayPal account, and I spent $40 on needles in January and February. Okay, I can't find.
What is wrong with you?
Well, I can't find needles that I like, and for the mystery project that I'm working on, because it's 2/2 on 32 count, I felt like my needle that I had was pulling a little bit, so I wanted to get a 28 size. And sorry if we're shaking the table, if everyone's getting nauseated because they're watching and I'm shaking the table. I'm a little animated when I talk. So I bought some needles off of Amazon. And they were John James. I bought the 28 and the 26. And they were okay. Till I bent one.
Oh, dear.
Then I was going to use my 26 size Easy Guide needle that I spend $3 a piece on, and it has a little ball on the end to help separate the fabric. If you've used Easy Guide needles, you know what I'm talking about. If not, they have like a little metal tip on the end of the tapestry needle to allow you to kind of push through the fabric. And when I first got them, I was like, I don't know how these are going to work. They seemed a little cumbersome. Then I started using them, and I couldn't stitch without them. Like when I was stitching on linen, like I just had to use these. Until I busted the little tip off the needle. Okay, $3 down the drain. And I bought like, I don't know, $15 worth of these needles. So now I'm mad at Easy Guide and I don't want to use them. So then I am on the Cross Stitch Club on Facebook, and they were talking about needles. And Pat Carson, who is also in the Cross Stitch Club, designs needles, and she sells them through Etsy, through Cozy Cottage Needleworks. If you just go to Etsy and you type in Pat Carson needles, they pop up. Bought her needles. They have a gold eye, and I bought her 26 and 28s, and I love them.
Oh.
I'm so happy. And I was showing the girls this on the stitch day, but, you know, they're like little. You can see the gold.
Put my hand behind it.
You can see the gold. Yeah, kind of. But anywho, has made a huge difference. They're very nice. They slide very easily. So I'm pretty happy with those. So I'm done buying needles for a while because I bought 10.
Wow.
5 of each size. And I'm done with the needles. So those were the fun things.
That's awesome.
So if you need needles, Pat Carson, buy them on Etsy.
Cool.
The other thing is that Jodi, for my birthday, bought me and herself, because that's usually how we buy stuff.
I guess that's how we roll.
That's how
we get gifts and then we get things for ourselves.
Like, I bought you a gift, and I also bought one for myself.
Hey,
She bought us these fun divider boxes. Do you have your box? Can you just lift it up?
I do, yes.
And they're nice because they're transportable. I don't have all of my stuff in it, but stuff that I need to haul around.
Oh, my.
And it's stackable.
Stackable with a handle.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
Where did
each
you
one...
find that?
I found that
At Joann's?
Joann's.
Oh, okay.
They were on sale, and then they let me use a coupon on top of that. So they turned out to be
awesome.
Like $10.
Unbeatable, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
With the coupon. I don't know how much they are originally.
That's awesome.
But that's fun because I'm keeping my patterns in that one right now, and like my, you know, extra rings and bobbins and that kind of junk. Because I have my other stuff in a stacker box at home. So I'm trying to get organized. That's what I did on Sunday for my birthday. I told Jay, I said for my birthday I want to stitch and organize my stitch stuff. He did not want to assist me in organizing my stitch stuff. But he sat in my office where I have all my stitch stuff, and he would be my runner. So, like, if I needed something, he would run and get it. Or, like, he's like, if you need, like, tea or whatever, like, that's what I'm here for. I'm like, you're not helping. Like, this is not helping.
Did he really just sit in there the whole time?
Yeah, he, like, worked on his computer. And then I'd be like, can you hand me that thing off the desk? And then he'd, like, hand it to me. Or I'm like, can you throw this away? And he would get up and grab it and throw it away. Whatever. It wasn't very helpful. But anyway, that's what I did.
That's cute.
Because he's like, I don't know how to help. I don't know. He's afraid like he's going to mess up my organization, which I have no organization, so he can't really mess it up. But anyway, so box is really fun. It was a good way to organize, and it's portable, and I can like pick it up by the handle. It's nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then from my friend Dana for my birthday, she made me these fun needle minders. So these are my new Golden Girl needle minders. Thank you for being a friend and the Golden Girls. Last night I annoyed Jason by singing the theme song to Golden Girls probably 13 times. So thank you, Dana.
It's a good thing he loves you so much.
I love these, and I'm using these
That's
exclusively now. The only problem is she used the wrong type of magnets, and I had to tell her about it.
Oh,
she's
boy.
a new stitcher. Remember, she's the one that just started stitching. So,
Give the girl a break.
sorry, we just my screen just disappeared. I know. I told her I was like, I'm gonna give you some of the the actual needle or the magnets that you use.
Thank you so much for my gift. Can you fix it?
That's how I roll. She appreciated my honesty, but I love her, and thank you very much for those. Thank you, Jodi, for my box. Thank you, Jason, for letting me spend money on more cross-stitch crap for my birthday. So thank you, everybody.
You're into.
Yeah, he does. That's all the new stuff that I have.
Yay.
New stuff. You went shopping.
Yeah. Did you have any new patterns you need to talk about?
No new
Okay.
patterns. Those are my Stitch Mania plans.
Okay. All right. So I have a few new things. Number one is not really a new thing, but a new thing. That doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I decided to start tracking some of my big whips in my little bullet journal, and I made this little fancy chart, and I color-coded them, and then I'm going to, mark which color on which day so I can, see how many days I've spent working on each thing.
Interesting.
And some of them in January, I couldn't remember what I worked on, and some of them, a couple days this month, I haven't stitched really. So there are some blank ones.
That's really fun because I'd like that.
Is it cool? It's cool,
Yeah,
right?
because then you can keep track of how many days you've worked on something or
How long
Yeah.
something took.
stitching just in general. Because if you
Yeah.
make a goal for yourself to stitch every day for 30 days,
Right.
Yeah.
And I only have the big whips on there. I don't have the little Hello Winter one on there, just because I think that one is a stitch here, a few stitches there kind of thing, or this one is working on it. I don't know. It made sense to me in my head, so that's what
The
I'm doing.
bullet journal people, you got to get on it.
I know.
You
I
gotta
need to
on
get
it.
some stickers. Today I sent my husband a message. I'm like, oh my God, I could put stickers on my notebook. And he was like, yes. I'm like, I'm excited. He thinks I'm weird.
Stickers.
Anyway.
Yay, stickers.
Yay, stickers. Okay, when I was in Michigan, I went to 2 needle shops. One, Country Needleworks, is in Janice, Michigan. And they're one of those shops that's primarily, the bulk of their store is yarn and things like this.
Oh, okay.
But they have a back corner where they have fabric and thread and stuff. So I purchased this piece of Ada. It's called Vintage Blue Whisper. It's a 14 count piece of Ada.
Nice.
I don't know if you can really tell that it's kind of mottled blue. I was hoping to use it for Pumpkinville, but it was not big enough, and I knew that when I bought it, and I still bought it, which is fine.
You'll find a use for it.
Right. It's not like I'm never going to use it. And then the following day, my sister and I went to the Needlesmith in Grand Haven, and that was a very nice little shop. Also a lot of yarn, but she was really knowledgeable about cross-stitch things, and she had a lot of interesting fabrics there. And my sister bought this beautiful raspberry-colored linen that I am still dreaming about because it was so pretty.
It was so nice.
And I told her that I had never stitched on linen because I was afraid, and I really just liked my Ada. And she was like, no. So she gave me this piece of even weave and told me that I needed to try.
The shop lady told you that?
The shop lady. And she had a serger right there in her store, so she chopped me up this piece of even weave and serged it up, and she's like, take this, stitch on it, you will be fine. I'm like, okay.
I'm scared.
I haven't stitched yet,
I need an adult.
it looks like I feel like I could do it.
I don't understand their hesitation to stitch on even weave. Now that
I'm just sort of afraid.
But you know what? If
Just
you
so
like,
afraid.
you like what you like,
Right.
But don't be afraid to try something.
Right.
new.
Yeah.
You'll do fine.
My 3-year-old watches Daniel Tiger occasionally, and there's this one thing where he says you have to try new food because it might taste good. And my child changes the words to fit other things. You have to try new things because it might be good. I'm like, what?
And even weave will be good.
Yeah. So in this case, that song fits perfectly.
Yeah.
I also bought a couple of patterns while I was there. She had a wide range, and I was looking at a ton of different things, and I had to talk myself down a little bit because I was trying to have some self-control. The first one was the Prairie Schooler, Tortoise and the Hare.
Fun.
which is very cute.
That turtle in the middle right here.
Yeah.
He's like, yay! Get it.
Yeah. I'm super excited about it. I don't know when I'll start this.
Tomorrow.
But I think it's cute. And I did not realize that this designer was retired and only releasing old, like, re-releasing stuff, right? Okay, so who knew? I don't know. I like this
have
pattern.
a couple prairie schooler patterns. They're super fun.
Yeah.
The Halloween ones that I have, and then
right.
the February one.
Oh, yeah.
That's prairie schooler. Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about it. There were so many that I could have bought, but I thought that was cute, and I thought maybe that would be good for, like...
A break from the frosted pumpkin.
What?
We're stretching there.
Right.
I also purchased Little House Needleworks, one of their ABC samplers. She had the option to buy it as a set, or you could just purchase one of them. And I purchased the, what is that? I can't read it backwards. I know the alphabet. Because I like the house and the little sheep.
You could always leave the letters off, too.
Right. That's what I think that I may do.
The sheep are adorable.
The sheep are real cute.
I have quite a few patterns with sheep. A problem.
I don't think that's a problem. My kid's into farms, so I always see farm stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to do that immediately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And finally, I purchased fabric, like sewing fabric, not cross-stitch fabric, from a store on Etsy called Sew, S-E-W, Stitching Happy. Cassie is the owner of that shop. She's wonderful. She has really cute fabric. I probably buy it too often. She always sends like three or four tiny little like cuts of something else. So you get like the fabric you bought plus like a couple of other ones. Some of which I used in that
finishing
little
stuff too.
Yeah, patchwork pouch and stuff like this. And I bought these really adorable scissors from her.
Oh, look, they have a Russian nesting doll on the
do.
top.
She has a few different colors. I would say like 6 colors available. Well, maybe 2. This one's sold out and the green is sold out. But she has like blue and red and pink and orange and maybe yellow. They're super cute. I think that they're, what's the people that make the needles that start with a B?
Bowen?
Yes, I believe that's who makes these.
Mm-hmm.
And she sells them. And
nice.
It was like $4. Well, all right.
Okay.
Send that to me.
All of them.
I know. I just had to pick one.
All 6.
So those are my new things. I'm really excited about them.
Yeah.
Yay.
I can't wait for you to start the tortoise and the hare.
It will be cute.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
I love watching people put stitches in new projects. I always tell Jodi, I'm like, you can't start that until you're here at the shop. Because I need to see it happen.
Listen.
Like, put the stitch in.
I'm like, can you start that already? She's like, oh, geez.
I think I started Pumpkinville when I was here.
You did.
And why didn't you notice that my fabric was wrong? I'm kidding. There's no
probably
way
making drinks and picking up toys.
I think that is what was happening.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You know I would have stopped you. Hold on. I wouldn't have wanted you to go through that heartbreak.
I know.
Of like flipping it over and being like, no.
I was so mad when I was like.
Well, I had started the trick or treat pattern from the Prairie Schooler at Beehive last summer. And I started it there. Because remember we bought silk thread.
Oh.
And I was
My
like.
entire Camp Crystal Lake is in silk.
And I was like, I'm starting this tonight.
Nice.
Put the stitches in, put it in my Q-snap,
Start
stitching, stitched the whole night, got home. For some reason, I took it out of the Q-snap. I had to move it because I was making that much progress. I had to move the Q-snap, and I had put it the wrong direction. So I ripped it all out, and I've never worked on it again because now I'm mad. So
yeah,
I've done it. I spent a whole night stitching and screwed it up.
It's sad.
I know.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
And I wasted all that silk thread, which is even more painful because it's
really
like $6
sad.
a skein.
Right?
So, you know.
I just wasted some DMC, man. Like, that's not,
You're like, I'm okay.
It's not a thing.
I got that for 40 cents.
Yeah.
Speaking of DMC,
Mm.
nice segue.
Oh my God,
So
I hate this so much.
I'm a DMC girl. I'm not. The only time I've ever spent like serious money on fancy threads is when I did Camp Crystal Lake, and I don't even know why I did that because it's like plain colors. It's like red and blue and freaking green.
Because if you ever want to rub it on your face, you're gonna know that it's silk. Okay.
Anyways.
As you
do.
I actually have some hand-dyed stuff in my box, and every time I open my box, Kristen, starts drooling over it.
I take it out and touch it.
Just take it. I'll use DMC forever because it translates in every pattern. You can always find it. It's everywhere, right?
It is.
Well, if you know me, you know that one of my least favorite things to do is wind my thread on my bobbins.
Because it takes 5
I suck
seconds.
at it. I have tails everywhere. They don't tuck in properly. I don't move my bobbin, so it's all on the middle and thick, and I hate it. So that's one of the things about starting a new pattern. I hate winding my thread.
It's time consuming.
I've offered to do it.
If you have a bunch,
and Kristen's look pristine, they're perfect. Anyways,
she's accepting that.
I'm at Walmart one day shopping for the store.
I hate this so much.
And of course, I stop in the cross stitch aisle, and I find, well, first of all, it was all wrapped, and it had this cardboard thing over it. So I thought it was a floss box, right?
I'm afraid about where this is going.
So I look at it, and I'm and I start reading it, and I'm like, 100 colors of floss.
Oh no!
Pre-wound for $12.
I hate everything about this.
So I look at it, right, and I'm texting Kristen, and I'm like, this thing is $12.
I said, because it's garbage.
It's shit thread. You cannot buy it. So I put it back on the shelf, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, oh, God. I did start another pattern, which I didn't pull out because it's hard to see on my, I have to start it over because I don't like my fabric, but it's a bunch of words, it's a saying, and then it's got a border. You could use any color for that. You don't have to use DMC. It doesn't call for any special colors. So I figured something like that would be perfect. I don't need specific numbered DMC. It also came with 6 black and 6 white. Ooh. So 310 and B50 200.
You said it is DMC?
It's not DMC,
okay,
but it would translate to those colors, right? I go back to Walmart because I can't stop thinking about this thing.
I don't like this.
It's
and I buy it.
You.
Guys, this thing is amazing.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Want to know when you will be using some of these colors.
So there are some colors that are wild, and I probably will never use them. However, I've gone through 2 bobbins of black floss on my last pattern that I used, that I finished the black. I've used the white. There's some variegated colors in here. Shut your mouth. Look how cool that is. Hold that up there.
Here's the thing. I am a floss snob.
Guys,
I'm getting to be
you're
one.
Floss snobs. And the thing is I paid $12 for 100 skeins of floss pre-wound. Folks, this was worth every penny.
But okay, what if you're using that and then you run out of the color, and how do you get another color?
You have to buy another $12 garbage box.
You can't. You just have to make sure that you're using it on,
You have to use it in a smart way.
certain things. So,
Okay. That's great.
So that's my find.
Put that away.
I'm proud of how happy you are. You're really happy.
And Kristen said, don't you dare mention that on the video. But I'm mentioning it because I think it's cool.
Well, and here's the thing. It proves that stitching can be accessible to anybody.
That's true.
Right? Not that the 2 skeins of DMC would have broken the bank for her and she would have spent less than $12. But,
I just spent $12 on DMC for this Pennywise
yeah, but you bought
pattern.
2. You bought my floss and your floss.
Yeah, okay, so $6.
Yeah.
So I spent double that, but I got 100.
All right. Well, what else do you have?
I think you should show the colors that are in there, because I think that needs to be understood. Let me just bring it up here. Okay.
We're happy for you, Jodi. I'm
really
happy for
happy
your
for you.
happiness.
You guys suck.
We're both like,
I think I would be stressed out about that box, though, because, what if I did use it and then I needed more?
Yeah, Right.
Like, how do I get
another $12?
You just have to use it on small things. Like, you do a lot of tiny frosted pumpkin things. You'd be able to manage with small amounts of floss.
You're not selling it confidently though right now.
Listen,
for our 500 subscriber giveaway, we are going to send you a box.
A box of garbage floss.
I would never do that to any of you.
I recommend it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, great. Do you have anything else that's not garbage?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Listen, if you're out there and you've bought this box of floss, please comment because
Make her feel better.
I feel like I can't be the only one.
Make her feel better for someone.
I'm sure.
For the love of God, please. Speaking of fun stuff, we received a box from a very special follower. Her name is Susan, and hi Susan.
Hi Susan.
She sent us a wonderful box full of stitchy goodies, which I am actually going to embed a video here of me going through that box that I did before I dispensed the contents to the group here. So that is going to be here. Hi Flosstube, wanted to do a quick breakaway video from our main video to show you some stitchy kindness that we received recently from our friend in Texas. Her name is Sandra Rozga. She contacted me at KIDZVILLE and wanted to send us some of her stash. So I wanted to just do a quick little breakaway video and show you kind of what we received, and we want to thank her immensely for the awesome stuff that she sent us, and I just want to go through that real quick. Sorry if you can hear my dogs eating in the back. We just got home from dinner, and it's like 9:30 at night, and I just wanted to do this while I still looked somewhat presentable before I got some PJs on. So from Sandra, she is getting rid of some of her stash. She is from Pittsburgh originally and wanted to gift us some of her stuff, and she sent us a ton of fabric and floss and patterns. It's so incredibly kind. We've talked about the stitchy kindness in this community and how amazing people are, and this is just a classic example of it. So from her, we received a bunch of Aida cloth and this beautiful blue. Sorry if you can hear the crinkling. Some of this stuff is in bags. This beautiful piece of Picture This Plus Masquerade. Again, all of this is 14 count Aida, so the girls, Jodi and Erin and Erica, are going to be very excited to stitch on this stuff. Polka dots, really fun yellow, a bright, bright blue. The camera just does not do it justice how bright that blue is. Some green, lime green, some beautiful pink. This modeled, it's almost like a brownish color. This one from Silk Weaver Fabrics, it's called Peach Poppies. This one from Silk Weaver, which is a beautiful yellow. This one, which is a blue with the modeled hand-dyed look to it. This pink one. Another beautiful piece of like a lime green color. Beautiful Witchelts, almost like a sunflower yellow. Dark green. A pale yellow. This beautiful brown. A piece of Crystal Masquerade. This is just a little remnant piece that she must have used for something else, but it'll be perfect for a smaller project. This is the same as the other one, the Masquerade, but this one is the Crystal from Picture This Plus that has the sparkle in it. Misty Purcell's Luminous Fiber Art 14 count Aida. So this one is, sorry you can hear my dogs drinking, super annoying. Very, very soft. green, blue. I know, the stash just keeps going. And then this crystal, it's called Crystal Lock. And this one is from Stitcher's Paradise in Las Vegas, Nevada. So it has the sparkle in it as well. So that is the big stash of fabric that we received. She also sent some patterns. This one is a cute little snowman collection. These ones are from Cousin Wrigley, Cromwell, the snowman. Sloan the snowman, look how cute he is. With the little bird houses. Hi, Atticus. My dog. I have 3. And it was dinner time because it was late and they're starving. Little hoops. So we got 3 of these. 4 or 5. 6. That's it. Wanted to check behind the computer. Couple of books. So this one is A Celebration of Stitching. So really nice book here. Another book, this one is Donna Cooler's 555 Country Cross Stitch Patterns. How fun are these? Really just something for everybody in these books. A couple other big patterns. This one is the Queen of Halloweeny. And the pattern says, Teeny, meeny, jelly beanie, who's the Queen of Halloweeny? These ones, these look like German ones. These are Sommerkinder. This one, I don't know if you can tell. They're like women holding flowers. So there were a couple of those. Here's another one. Sorry about the glare. It would help if I held it the right way. And then some keepsakes cross-stitch calendar booklets. So these ones were monthly calendars, but in it they have patterns. So these ones are really, really fun. And that one was from 2015. And also the full-size keepsake calendars, 2013 and 2014. So what's neat about these is that it has, now the cats are playing with toys. So here's March, just an example, and then in the back of the calendar, it gives you the patterns. So 2 of those. And also she sent us a bag of Victorian motto, which because I don't stitch with Ada, I'm probably going to end up keeping all of this thread since the girls get all of the fabric. This one is like a yellow. This one is a brownish red color, a more brightly colored red, pink, a beautiful variegated like bluish purple, and then like an olive green. And then the last little bag has Cottage Colors and Dandelion Stem, Gentle Arts. These ones were limited editions. I'm just going to hold these up. They don't have names on them. Here's a yellow, a reddish purple, a brownish orange, more brown orange, brown, pink, yellow. Can you believe this? Red, gold, a greenish gray, yellow, brown, Finley gold. That one was Finley gold. This one is sunflower, weeping willow, another limited edition. This one has yellow and green in it. Another green, brown, and this beautiful whitish yellow. So we want to send all of our love to Sandra, and we want to thank her so very much for all of this stuff. I cannot wait to use some of this thread, and I know the girls are going to go gaga over this fabric. So by the time you watch our next video, we will probably all be working on something that she sent and using some of the stuff that she sent. So thank you again, Sandra. We love you. We appreciate you. We are very excited for this to add to our collection, and want to thank you again because this was just amazing. So back to your regular scheduled programming. Thanks. So thank you again, Susan. We appreciate it. We loved all of our stuff, and we appreciate you. So, and we will put all of your stuff to good use.
Yes.
She actually did call to make sure that we received it.
Aww,
so
that's the nicest.
Yes, and we did, and I told her how much we appreciated it.
Yes.
All right. Last thing before we get to talking about our really fun and exciting stuff, our last little piece, is that we're talking about plans. So personally, my plans for this year have changed a little bit. I know that I was doing the wheel, but because I've started some projects and my stitch-alongs have really taken over a lot of my stitchy time, plus my mystery stitch that I'm doing, I haven't been doing the wheel. I do want to get back into that because I've, going through my stitchy stuff, I have way too many whips, in my opinion. So I want to get, I at least want to get 2 more finishes done before Stitch Mania. Stitch Mania, for those that don't know it, starts in May. It is 19 starts in the month of May.
That stresses me out.
Okay. There are multiple versions of Stitch Mania, and Stitch Mania can really be whatever you want it to be. Most people will do the 19 stitches. Last year it was 18 starts. Some people do a start every day, so they'll do 31 starts in the month of May. And you can make it however works for you and what you want to accomplish. So my plans for Stitch Mania this year is that I want to stitch every day. So 31 days in May, I will stitch every day, whether it's 1 stitch or 1,000 stitches, I will get it done. But I do want to start 10 projects in May, which leaves me plenty of time to work on my whips. So every day I'll be working on something different because at that point I'll have enough whips plus starts to have 31.
10 new projects that you start, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first 10 days of May will be 1 new start a day. The remaining time in the month.
You work on your start from, say, yesterday, today. You could, but you have to start a new one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I had to at least start a new one.
Wow.
So my focus for the first 10 days is going to be 10 new starts, and then I'm going to work on, for the remainder of the month, work on whips. So every day I'll work on a different whip. And the way that I'm going to organize it that makes it easy is that every project is going to be in a bag. It's going to be in a basket. It's going to be by my chair, and every day I pick it. It's going to be labeled, and I work on it, and that's what I work on that day. So I have from now until May 1st to get this going. I think I can do it.
You got it.
So with that being said, Once Upon a Time, I don't have it with me, but that is one that I'm going to start. Yes. Plus the new Pennywise one that Jodi gave me, that is going to be my start. The other starts that I'm going to be working on, and let me see, I have 1, 2, I forgot to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll have 2 new starts, but I have 2 new patterns that I found that I have not purchased yet that I will purchase for this purpose. The one is from Linen and Threads. It's going to be the 2017 sampler. I'll show you guys that later. But anyway, if you've seen Linen and Threads, it's a free pattern that's put out by Linen and Threads. They're a company from Australia. This year is the Peacock sampler, which if you've been watching Jan Hicks, she is doing the Peacock one. I actually want to go back and do the one from 2017 because I saw a lady at the Stitch Day doing it. It is gigantic.
Oh.
Huge. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is that it's one where you pick your own colors.
Oh.
But now that the whole pattern's been released,
You could use my box.
No, I'm not. No. No, I'm going to figure out between now and May what colors I'm going to use for it. The one lady that I saw doing it at the Stitch Day was doing hers more of a fall tonal, so there was oranges and yellows and greens. I think I'm going to do more of like blues and browns and things like that.
Yeah, that seems like more your jam anyway, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. So that's going to be one, and then the other one is a long dog sampler. I'm going to bite the bullet. It's not Death by Cross Stitch, but it's one for, well, if I get a chance, I'll embed them in the video, but those are the other two. I have not purchased that one yet. The other ones I'm going to be starting, the Welcome Halloween from the Drawn Thread. I saw someone working on Welcome Winter.
Oh.
And it was so cute.
That's really cute.
But I'll be doing this one.
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa's pickup truck, because I think that one would be a quick one. And I have a matching needle minder for it.
Yeah, you do.
Sure do.
Cute.
Let me show you that. Hold on.
Grandpa. You really do.
I know.
How did that happen? That's crazy.
I bought these at
The
3
Cracky
Stitches.
Dude, right?
No, 3 Stitches in Texas. That's where I bought that
that's
one.
Right.
That's impossibly cute.
Right?
That makes me want to cry.
Sampler House.
In a good way.
It says your grand old flag. It has the sheep with the bunting.
Wait, I thought...
What?
When I heard you start to say the title of this, I heard your and I thought you were saying you're a grandma.
You're a grandma?
I mean, it's nothing. That's not...
You're a grand old flag. Okay. Mrs. McGuire's Hen House.
Oh, help.
I thought that I would have this one done by Mother's Day for my mom, but I'll just make her something else.
That's really cute.
Okay.
Oh, Mrs.
Liberty by Little House Needleworks.
That's nice.
And the Mac
Little
Daddy.
notes in there.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you what I did. So Halloween Quaker. I went through all of these so that I could start getting fabric together. I calculated how much fabric that I needed for all of them so that when I look at them, I've already made a list of all my flosses that I need to get together. A lot of these are going to be Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. But I also made little notes and put them in here with whatever fabric I choose, 32, 36, or 40 count, what my stitch or what my fabric size needs to be. So as I'm starting to gather all of this stuff up, then I have it and it's already just like in my little pattern.
Very organized. I really like it.
So those are the 10 that I'm going to be starting. And then, like I said, the rest is just going to be whip time. So that's my goal. I'm trying not to buy a lot of new stuff right now because I spent quite a bit of money in January and February. And I want to try to stitch from stash. So I have the patterns, a lot of them already. So now I just need to get the fabric and the floss together, which will be expensive, but I can kind of spread it out a little bit and it won't be too bad. So those are my plans.
Yeah.
What are your plans for 2019, Erica?
I don't know. I have so many different patterns floating around. I think that I would like to start that Little House Needleworks one that I just got because it's small and like what it ends up being like 4x4. I could totally do that.
Yeah.
So I might do that. I obviously, you're not going to be surprised to hear me say that I have some frosted pumpkin stuff I want to do, including
No way.
Right?
No way.
Shock me. Have you guys seen the new Year of the Pig?
Oh, it's so
Oh,
cute.
that's
Really cute.
It makes me want to cry because it's so adorable. So I want to do that. There are also some, it's Play-Doh, like Plato squirrel on Etsy. It has some really cute like fairy tale samplers that I have floating around, and so I kind of want to work on one of those. We'll see how that goes. I was thinking while you were talking about, like, do I want to do something for Stitch Mania? Because I feel like maybe 19 things is a little much for me, but what if I started a new one every week?
Yeah.
In
That's a
May?
good idea.
That could be like, not super overwhelming, but also exciting. So
Yeah.
I'm
And
going to think about that.
here's the thing about Stitch Mania is I think that you the nice thing is that it gives you some time in the beginning of the year to work on things that you already have going on, because you don't want to start anything because you're like, oh, Stitch Mania, that's when I'm going to start it, right? Yeah. So I think this will be good for us because we can make plans and have new stuff to look forward to. However, we can be focusing on whips that we have and try to get those things finished. Because, you know, like watching a lot of these Flosstube videos where they do their whip parades and they're like, I did, you know, X amount of starts for Stitch Mania, and they haven't even touched them since they did them in Stitch Mania because it's just, it becomes overwhelming, and then you want to work on whips that you already have. So as much as I like to start new projects, I think it's important to continue to go back and put your hands and touch on those old ones that you have because you love them. And like, I love every whip that I have. It's just, it's a good way to focus on getting some of that stuff out of the way so that we can start new stuff and have some exciting things to look forward to. Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm thinking it. Jodi, what about you?
My number one goal for 2019 is to start bullet journaling. So,
yay!
I know that I mentioned last time my goal is to write my goals down. But
you're making progress.
I would like to get a bullet journal. I'm at the point now where I do have
the paper part.
I do have a ton of whips, and I need to start keeping better track of them because I often forget what I have. I also forget pattern-wise what I have. You know, one of my whole bins is all patterns.
I need to inventory mine. Yeah,
I need to just kind of take an inventory of what I have and be able to look at it and go, oh, that's right, I have this. I'm going to go pull it out and go get it and work on it. I have 2 patterns that I really want to get done before summertime. I will not be participating in Stitch Mania because I know personally, like, I would rather, like, I just started this Pennywise tonight. Like, I can't put it down. Like, I've been stitching this whole time. So,
but your goal for Stitch Mania can be to work on just what you have. Right. And just make a goal for it.
Right. So I guess my Stitch Mania is going to be, I really want to do this start to finish. Like, I want to do it, not work on anything else, and just get it done start to finish. I know. But I do. I get fixated on the final product, and I just want to do it. But I do have 2 patterns that I really want to work on. They're patterns that I've shown you guys before. I got them at the Crafty U. One of them is the months. Who's the designer on that?
Hands-on Design.
Hands-on Design.
You guys have seen those calendar ones.
Super excited to do those. They're cute. They're little. They're probably quick and easy. And I'm excited to finish them. Like, I want to maybe not do them on a clipboard like she does them, but do something a little bit different just to kind of switch it up a little bit and figure out what that is. So aside from doing the actual stitching, get crafty with, you know, how I'm going to finish it. Yeah. So there's that. And then there's another set of 4, and they are like beachy designs. There's like a whale and like a beach scene.
They're the Lizzie Kate ones.
Yes. And I love those patterns. Again, what I'm going to do with them, I don't know if I'll do them in like a frame collage. Oh, I think she finished them. One of them is like a pillow, which wouldn't work in my house, but just because of the children and the animals. But yeah, so excited to, my goal for those is to get them stitched and then finish them in some kind of creative way.
That's awesome.
I like it.
I'm sort of thinking that I could finish my National Park Centennial, like, soon. I don't have that much left to do. Maybe I should aim to finish that by May.
There you go. And then you see, we're always thinking.
Ponder.
But the bullet journal stuff is really fun, and as we continue to build on our bullet journals and how we keep track of our stitch stuff, we'll be sure to share with you guys, because if you have any interest in doing bullet journaling or using the X-Stitch app, just a way to keep track, you know, I do both just because I like writing stuff down, but I like Erica's idea of making the calendar that I can actually color in, and I can color code all of my whips so that I can color it in and see how many days I've actually worked on it in a month. The startup disk is almost full. I have no idea what that means. So if you have any questions about that, we'd be happy to help and kind of go from there on kind of how we keep our stuff organized. So, because it's fun. It's fun to start the projects and work on them, but sometimes it can get overwhelming if you don't remember what you have. True. So those are great plans. I think we all have really nice plans for the coming months. and a lot of good stuff to work on. There is never a lack of things to stitch, and you all know that. I'm never bored, okay? Ever.
Okay.
Ever. Never. I don't think I've ever been bored. Anyway, so that's it for that stuff. So wanted to announce, this was our big announcement, we are going to be hosting a Stitch Day here at Kidsville. It is going to be on Sunday, February 24th. It's going to start at 1 o'clock here at the shop, and I will link our address below with the Kidsville website, just if you want to just type it into your GPS. But we're going to go from 1 o'clock until whenever anybody wants to leave. So the deal is there is absolutely no fee for you to come and join us. If you are in the Pittsburgh area and you want to drive to the North Hills and join us, there is absolutely no fee to come and join us here. Jodi and I own the shop, and we're just opening up to our stitchy friends. We just ask that everyone bring a snack to share. So if you want to bring desserts or fruit tray or veggie tray, chips, whatever you want to bring. Just, it doesn't have to be elaborate, just something for everybody to snack on. That's the only thing that we ask. We will provide coffee and tea for everybody. And it'll just be a really fun day. You get to meet us. You get to meet some of our other stitchy friends. And we want to meet you. So this is our thank you for getting to 500 subscribers and giving back to you guys. We want to do this, and we're very excited about it. So please join us if you can. You are more than welcome to call the shop if you have any questions, or shoot us an email at kidzvillepa@gmail.com, or send it to steelcitystitchers@gmail.com, and we will get back to you if you have any questions about this.
And invite whoever you want to invite. Spread the word. I think it'd be really cool to have a nice crowd here.
If you could just let us know that you're coming, that would be great. So if you could just RSVP to us for planning purposes, just so that we make sure we have enough chairs for everybody. So we really hope that everybody comes. If you can make it on a Sunday in February when there's nothing else to do. And it's after church, so that you have no excuse, okay? Okay, all right. We're not taking no for an answer, all right?
Get here.
Get here. Be here. Be square. What is it? That's not the same.
Be there, be square.
Oh, yeah.
Be there, be square. Be here, be square.
Be here, be square.
We know things.
I am dumb. Anyway, so thank you all for joining us again. We hope you enjoyed this video. We will be back shortly, of course, after our Stitch Day at the end of February. So again, if you have any questions, I'll link all of the stuff in the description box below the video. Please keep leaving your comments. We love reading it. And yeah, we really appreciate all of the support. So we hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye. Bye.